with the quarterbacks. We got the decorated veteran versus the new kid.
Speaking of the new kid, Blake McCulloch, he has been really not like a surprise, but you just wouldn't expect it from a guy that's listed as a sophomore. I mean, coming into this season, 24 total touchdowns, almost 2,600 passing yards, just over 287 a game. And, I mean, broke a school record last week against the Florida State University High School, 357 yards. This guy is the real deal, and this guy is not a senior. Bishop Moore has 2 more seasons with him. That's a big guy to have on your offense.
Noah Grubbs holds just about every major category at Lake Mary and Seminole County, and the defense for Bishop Moore, they have their hands full tonight.
Well, luckily for Bishop Moore's defense, they've got guys that they've got 57 total sacks on the season. So it's going to be one of those things that they will have their hands full. But again, this senior in Noah Grubbs has been here. He's done that. He was part of that victory against Bishop Moore last year behind a 20-point second quarter to have them secure the game 34-16. To him, I would imagine this is another day at the office, but you still got to play the game when the kickoff happens.
Both teams are locked in for the playoffs in their respective districts, but a win tonight gives you some momentum heading into the postseason. What does a win do tonight for these two programs?
Well, you look at Lake Mary. We got the chance to talk to Scott Perry this week. You know, they only had 5 returning starters combined between the offense and the defense. And really the only difference was they have the same record, except they lost to Evans. So for them, a win tonight would propel them going into the playoffs, kind of give them that, okay, we beat a powerhouse team and we're ready for the playoffs. Now on the Bishop Moore side, you've got a game, you lost last year, you've got that undefeated season to protect. For them, you have to treat it like it's another game and you're getting yourself ready for the playoffs. Do not get distracted by all the festivities and spooky season. Treat it as another day at the office, and when you win, then you can party.
It's going to be fun. Nowhere else to be tonight in Orlando. We got the 7A runner-ups from last year in Lake Mary and a Bishop Moore team undefeated, ready to make a big-time run in the playoffs this year. Kickoff coming up next here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome to the new era of Hornet athletics. The stadium field now boasts a bold new look. Stunning gradient greens, a Hornet that pops with pride, and vibrant colored end zones that set our field apart. And just across the way, our baseball infield has been upgraded too, giving athletes a consistent, high-performance surface. But it's more than just looks. Our new turf features organic infill and a cutting-edge concussion pad, reducing surface temperatures.
Live up to their potential and forge a path to victory. Addition Financial. Count us in.
You know, I'm a person too.
Listen closely. There's a part of Florida that you've probably never heard of before. Orlando North. Sounds like your next vacation.
We all have an it, the thing we're obsessed with, a passion that makes us want to be the best. Whatever your it may be, scholarships and online programs at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in information systems technology with a specialization in cybersecurity. The time is now. Go affordably. Go all the way. Go for it at Seminole State. Go state. Go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Founded in 1954 by the Sisters of St. Joseph of St. Augustine, Bishop Moore Catholic stands as Orlando's first and only Catholic high school.
Our founders, remarkable women driven by their charism to serve their dear neighbor, planted seeds 70 years ago that continue to nurture and shape our community today. At Bishop Moore Catholic, we are dedicated to evangelizing and guiding each student to recognize God's presence in their lives. Our commitment to living out the sacraments and embracing our rich Catholic traditions forms the cornerstone of our spiritual journey. As Jesus said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." At Bishop Moore Catholic, we challenge our students to use their God-given talents and treasures to their fullest potential, whether in the classroom, on the field, or in the community. Called by our baptism, we are disciples of Christ, tasked with spreading the good news. As Jesus instructed, let your light shine before others. We are inspired to lead an active faith, illuminating our surroundings with the truth and love of God. Through these principles, we cultivate a community where Hornets strive daily to embody the spirit of faith.
Varsity Sports Nation brings you to Memorial Stadium on the night of Halloween. It's the biggest game in Orlando. The 6-3 Lake Mary Rams come on the road to try and knock off the undefeated Bishop Moore Hornets. Welcome to Varsity Sports Nation for Friday Night Lights for the regular season finale. I'm Jared Oliver alongside my guy Conrad Volch, and we could be in store for a lot of explosive plays tonight with these two offenses for the Hornets and the Rams, and it all starts with the quarterbacks. We got the decorated veteran versus the new kid.
Speaking of the new kid, I mean, this Blake McCullough kid, he is the real deal for this Hornets roster. I mean, over 280 yards per game. I mean, just look at these stats right here. 24 total touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, over almost 2,600 yards passing, and 357 yards against the Florida State University High School team last week. That set a school record. I mean, this guy, only a sophomore, and Coach Matt Hedrick has got to be happy he's got him for another 2 seasons after this year.
Notre Dame commit Noah Grubbs holds just about every major quarterback record in Lake Mary school program and in Seminole County as well. The Bishop Moore defense has their hands full tonight with him.
Absolutely. Luckily for the Bishop Moore defense, they've got 57 sacks, so they could tee off after him as well. But, yeah, that's the thing. He's a decorated senior for a reason. He's been here, done that. Any game to him is like another day at the office. He beat this Bishop Moore team behind a 20-point second quarter to win 34-16. Again, lots at stake, but at the end of the day, it's just another game, and you have to treat it from the first quarter till the zeros are on the clock in the fourth.
Lake Mary and Bishop Moore both locked in for the postseason in their respective districts, but obviously a win means something tonight for these two programs.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at a team like Lake Mary. We talked to Scott Perry earlier this week. They only had 5 returning seniors, 4 on offense, 1 on defense, and they've battled some injuries this year and still have the same record coming into this Bishop Moore game. So a win tonight, you move to 7-3, you might have a chance to move up in the seedings, but you look at the Bishop Moore side, 9-0 with an undefeated season at stake. But I guarantee you for them, they're not looking at that. They're just like, hey, we got to play this team. We lost to them last year. It's a new season, and just get everything right and get ready for the playoffs.
We got a good one. Biggest game in the city. Nowhere else to be tonight in Orlando, Florida. We got the 7A runner-ups last year versus a Bishop Moore team undefeated, looking to make a big run in the playoffs. Kickoff coming up next. You're watching Varsity Sports Nation from Memorial Stadium.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome to the new era of Hornet athletics. The stadium field now boasts a bold new look. Stunning gradient greens, a Hornet that pops with pride, and vibrant colored end zones that set our field apart. And just across the way, our baseball infield has been upgraded too, giving athletes a consistent, high-performance surface. But it's more than just looks. Our new turf features organic infill and a cutting-edge concussion pad, reducing surface temperatures and promoting athlete safety. Designed for year-round use, this artificial grass supports every season, from football, soccer, lacrosse, and baseball to PE classes and Catholic youth sports. Our previous artificial grass served us well for 13 years. Now this next generation surface will carry us forward for the next decade and beyond. And with upgrades to our scoreboard, we are proud to offer one of the premier athletic facilities in the state of Florida. This project reflects our unwavering commitment to excellence in athletics, safety, and student development. Because at Bishop Moore Catholic,
all right, here we go. Varsity Sports Nation regular season finale. Bishop Moore will receive the opening kick. This one goes into the end zone. Micah Estrada fields it, but they'll start at their own 20-yard line, and we'll see the sophomore quarterback lead his offense out on the field. Blake McCullough, he's been special all year. Last season set a single-game passing record, Conrad.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those where every game is different, and that was a game that you had to have offense between him and Amari Johnson. Over 500, close to 600 yards of offense between those two men. But going to have another tough one tonight. We'll see how the tone is set here on the first drive of the game.
Blake McCullough, 357 through the air, 4 touchdowns, had a 74 completion percentage last week against Florida High. Here's 1st and 10 from the 20. They start out in the gun, and they go to the workhorse. Amari Johnson up the middle, always falling forward. Gain of 7 on the play. And what a performance he had last week. 25 carries for 197 on the ground and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
I mean, that's what complements your offense, is to have a good running back. But, I mean, you talk about this O-line making holes. That helps with the offense as well.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Back to Johnson, up the middle, bursting free, and he's loose into the secondary as he gets close to midfield. And we'll see a lot of Johnson. Head coach Matt Hedrick said they're going to ride him until the wheels fall off.
It's been 2 plays. He already has 30 yards on the ground. And this could be the Amari Johnson show once again. But if I'm Matt Hedrick on that Bishop Moore sideline, I like what I'm seeing on this first drive.
Johnson averaging 8 yards per carry. 1st down and 10 from midfield for the Hornets. Anderson in motion. They give it to him. And trying to get to the boundary, ran out of bounds. That'll be a loss of 2 yards. Closest guy there defensively is Patrick Ryan, the Rams' leading tackler.
You know, sometimes that happens, but where you try to do something, kind of sweep around the edge, but can't quite get there. But give credit to Lake Mary. Nobody blew their assignment, and most importantly, they did not lose contain. You've seen teams all over the place, whether it's in high school, college, or the NFL, try to make the big play and lose contain. Way to keep composure, no gain on the play.
Pistol formation, Johnson the pistol back. McCullough keeps it, looking, dumps it off to his tight end. Peter Cannon can't make the grab, and that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Hornets.
And you talk about adversity. Well, this is the first adversity that Bishop Moore has faced in this game. Your first 2 plays resulted in 30 yards in rushing by Johnson. Now you get into a point, 3rd and 11 from your own 49. You need the 40 of Lake Mary for the first down. How are you going to respond to it? For Lake Mary, if they can get off the field here, that would be a huge start on defense.
3 receivers at the top of your screen. 3rd and 11 throw. Blake McCullough looking far side for Kenyon Austin. And that one's intercepted by Demarion Simmons. Huge mistake on the opening series for Bishop Moore. And a great play by Demarion Simmons. First interception on the season.
And if you're Lake Mary, that's what you needed right there. Whether it was a stop, no catch, or whatever you want to call it. This almost is like a punt. But the difference is you don't have to worry about a potential muff or that kind of a thing. For Lake Mary, that is a huge play to start. And basically this is like if a kickoff went in the back of the end zone. So they are in business.
That's Blake McCullough's 8th interception on the season. And here we see arguably one of the greatest to do it in Central Florida. Noah Grubbs, the Notre Dame commit. They come out, empty backfield. 4 receivers to the far side. Grubbs, quick throw underneath to Terrence Dixon, and he's the speedster. But that time the defense there on the pursuit. Good tackle by Mateo Rivera, the 5'10", 227 junior.
And if you're Bishop Moore, now what are you going to do? Sudden change just happened. How are you going to respond? And to have a quick tackle like that, because if you're Lake Mary, what you want to do is try to get Bishop Moore guessing on those screens. And there was no doubt there. They snuffed that out.
First handoff of the night to O'Shea Faison up the middle. and he's their power back, averaging 4.3 yards per carry. Short gain there. Call it a gain of 4 on the play.
And that's what you want to have if you're Lake Mary. Get into these third and manageable situations, so that way if you do want to call another run play, it makes sense to do so.
Rams go quick using tempo, and Grubbs will check the play on the sideline. When he talked to head coach Scott Perry this week, and he said that Noah Grubbs has had to do a lot of directing at the line of scrimmage this year. Inside handoff to Gavin Isaacs, first carry of the night, and he doesn't go down after the first contact usually.
Well, and that's the thing. You get into a third and manageable situation, kind of that third and short, third and medium between, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and that gives you the opportunity to run it up the middle and try that power run. And because if you only need 4, you only need 4, and that's what keeps the sticks moving and the clock moving.
First down for Lake Mary. Fresh set of downs here at their own 32-yard line. 4 receivers set. Isaacs the running back. Grubbs squares his shoulders, loads up, downfield, throws in double coverage, and there's the late flag looking for Terex Dixon, and this will be pass interference on the Hornets.
I'm not really sure about that one. It looked like the receiver kind of ran into the defender back there. I don't think there was anything initiated there by the Bishop Moore defense, but the referees see it otherwise.
Elijah Pinkston, the junior corner for Bishop Moore, the guilty party.
But that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to adversity, you've had the interception, looked like you had him off the field to begin things. They get 5 when they needed 4 on that rushing first down. Now you've committed a penalty, but you have to learn how to erase those things from your memory. Luckily, if you're going to make your mistakes, do it in the first quarter. Don't have this stuff rearing its ugly head in the late third going into the fourth.
After the penalty, it'll be first down and 10 for Lake Mary at their own 47-yard line. Gavin Isaacs, the running back. Four-man rush for the Hornets. They try to throw it to O'Shea Faison. Falls incomplete. And he's usually reliable in the passing game. O'Shea Faison, second in receptions.
Yeah, it looked like he might have taken his eyes off the ball at the last second. They call that, you kind of see that in the NFL of looking before you caught it. And for him, if he would have been able to pull that in, I see at least 3 yards on the gain, but got to watch that ball and secure it before you start looking upfield.
Brings up second down and 10 for the Rams. Grubbs, play fake, throws over the middle, in the seam, Faison with a step, and he's in for 6. What a response on the roll for the Rams.
47. No, longer than that. We'll call it 53-yard touchdown to begin things for Lake Mary. And that's what you want to do if you get a turnover, score points. Because if you win the turnover differential, that gives you a chance against this powerhouse Bishop Moore team.
O'Shea Faison with his 5th receiving touchdown, and we talked about it, how he's huge in the passing game, second on the team in receiving yards and catches, and a great job there getting the Rams on the board.
I mean, there wasn't a DB within 5 yards of him. Great separation.
Lucas Parker on for the point after. He's 23 of 24 on the season.
Lucas Parker. Tanner Giram on the hole.
Parker steps into it, drives it through. Just like that, Rams on the board. Great start here on the road. Bishop Moore trying to stay perfect here on senior night, but Grubbs and the offense goes down the field on the opening drive.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion, but sometimes we swing and miss. And having the right financial partner can help us live up to our potential. Addition Financial, count us in.
Back for the Hornets, Trent Gunner, number 11.
7-0 your score here with 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Lake Mary goes down on their opening drive. And Bishop Moore will try to respond. Estrada lets that one go into the end zone. So, good start here for the Rams. Bishop Moore in an early hole, Conrad.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when the team that went all the way to the championship in 7A comes to town. Expect a lot of offense and expect them to just because if you're Bishop Moore, that big target that's on your back is you're undefeated. And if you're Lake Mary, it's senior night, it's Halloween, and you're undefeated, well, that's the triple threat for us. We're going to go take advantage of that.
All right, here we go for the second time. We'll see the Bishop Moore offense. Blake McCullough in the gun with Amari Johnson on his right hip. 3-receiver set. Rams bring pressure. Back to Johnson. Picks up 4.
You saw Johnson that first drive of the game that stalled out in the interception. First 2 carries, 30 yards. And again, if he can average that 4 to 5 yards per carry, that's good for this Bishop Moore offense. But Lake Mary, that's a great job to stop that, to prevent him from getting extra yards after contact.
Amari Johnson, Central Florida's leading rusher this season, came into this game with over 1,400 yards. 2nd and 6 for the Hornets. McCullough sets up. Pocket, heating up, avoids the rush, and just dumps this one away. Good decision by the sophomore.
And that's one of those things when you get in a situation like that, you want to be very smart and not play that hero ball where you're trying to force something and then get another interception. You've got one on the first drive. Played it smart, kind of pulled the defenders away because you can't expect the DBs to cover for that long and something might fly open. But if nothing is there, just throw it away, burn the down, and move on to the next one.
Good pressure by Lake Mary. They've only got 9 sacks on the season. 3rd and 6 for the Hornets from their own 24-yard line. McCullough with the play fake, looking, has room to run, pulls it down, goes out of bounds and hit hard and cut his legs off. Good tackle made by number 3, Curtis Woods, the 6', 167 senior.
Sometimes if it's not there, just take it yourself. And for Blake McCullough, doesn't run too often, came in with 102 yards rushing on the year. And sometimes it's not what you normally do, but if that's all that's there, just take off, keep the drive moving.
That run good for a first down. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets from their own 33. McCullough, quick throw underneath. Jackson Anderson makes one guy miss, still on his feet, and that's good for a first down as he gets inside the 40-yard line.
And sometimes if you're Bishop Moore, kind of just keep it simple. Throw to what's open, and that's what you have there with Jackson Anderson. Open right about 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage and just cut to that sideline. And 10 yards here, 11 yards there, that's how you build a drive.
Anderson last week, 4 catches for 91 yards. 1st and 10 for the Hornets at their own 43. McCullough, quick throw, far side. This time, Magnus Talma for a short gain. Pickup of 3.
And again, like I said on that last play, take what Lake Mary gives you. If they're going to give you the short pass, take advantage of it because you set up a 2nd and 7. It's a lot sexier looking than 2nd and 10, and you can kind of draw up different things and get you to that 3rd and manageable to where you can get Amari Johnson to power it forward. But right now, Lake Mary's gotten smart with Amari Johnson, so you got to try different things now.
Heavy formation, pistol formation for the Hornets. They give it back to Johnson. Falls forward, picks up 2.
Johnson goes on the left side.
That time they tried the left side.
That's a gain of 2.
And if you're Bishop Moore, you got to about the 50-yard line last drive, but you could not get past it. And if you're this Lake Mary defense, it doesn't matter if they get to the 50. It's what they do afterwards. And if you can keep them on their own side of the 50 for this game, you're going to win and end this perfect season. But, again, if you're Bishop Moore, you've run into some problems right around that 50. How are you going to figure out what Lake Mary has given you?
Another big 3rd down for the Hornets from their own 48. McCullough looks, dumps it off to Johnson. Can he get away? Nope, going to be decked for a short gain. That'll bring up 4th down. Tackle made by Oakley Foster, the 6'3", 220 senior. And the kicking unit comes out. The punt unit comes out for the Hornets. So another drive stalled out for Bishop Moore.
And that's big time if you're Lake Mary. I mean, Lake Mary is not – they're not this isn't their first day getting used to playing teams with high power. But to come in here and have 2 stalled-off drives by Bishop Moore in the first quarter, that's a huge win for Lake Mary's defense.
Nico Salas on for the punt. Goodwin gets inside the 20-yard line. He had 4 punts this season inside the 20. That'll make number 5. So Lake Mary would get the ball to start near the 20-yard line, and here comes Noah Grubbs again. And we knew that Lake Mary, they haven't had the offensive power that they had last year, but make no mistake about it, Noah Grubbs knows how to facilitate the rock and get it to the guys to make plays, and we've seen that on the opening drive, which is why it's 7-0 here. Rams on the board first.
Well, and it speaks volumes. You look at any team where it starts at the top and comes down. Scott Perry, knows what he's doing. When he mentioned to us that they only had 4 returning starters on offense, 1 on defense, and you're still in the same position record-wise as you were last year, that speaks volumes of the leadership on this team and how they look at things. You look at, even like a Bishop Moore, they got 19 seniors tonight, 26 last year. And when you look at teams like that, where it's like, if they do have a quote-unquote drop-off, you couldn't be mad at it. But to be almost in a sense better or around the same as you were last year, huge flowers to give to the head coaches of these teams.
Last week, Noah Grubbs surpassed 10,000 passing yards in his career against their rival, Lake Brantley. Inside handoff here for O'Shea Faison. Picks up 6 on the carry.
And so far, it's been the O'Shea Faison experience on this Lake Mary side. And he's not even he doesn't even have the most touchdowns on offense, receiving-wise. It's Schultz, number 4, with 9. So sometimes it's a guy that maybe you expected it, but maybe not as much as he has in this first quarter.
2nd down and 4 for the Rams from their own 25. Isaacs up the middle, and he's the guy who doesn't go down on first contact, still pumping the Pistons, gets to the 34-yard line for a first down for the Rams.
And that's another guy that Bishop Moore is going to have to watch out for, Isaacs. He, like you said, that's the big thing for these running backs is run after contact, and it takes like 3 to 4 guys to bring him down.
Up the middle, Isaacs again on first down. Met by a wall of Hornets. Picks up 6 on the play.
Isaacs, he's the leading rusher on this team. He had 447 coming into this game. Only 2 rushing touchdowns on the year, but averages just under 50 yards per game, and he is being the workhorse right now in this first quarter.
6 carries for a $108 last week. Here's Faison, the other guy on the 2-headed monster, another first down. And here's Lake Mary establishing the run game. Last week against Lake Brantley, they combined for 228 total yards on the ground.
And that was a team that Coach Perry talked about was a big win that they had was against Lake Brantley, kind of going into those powerhouse schools or maybe even your crosstown rival and saying, hey, look at us, we can run all over you, and they're starting to do it right now here in this first quarter.
Head coach Scott Perry said that they are thunder and lightning, and you see it there. Faison, once again, pushing the pile, getting to that second level. That'll be a gain of 7. Check that gain of 8.
Well, that's a tough thing for this Bishop Moore defense is now Lake Mary looks like they've entered hurry up, and it's still the first quarter.
Back to Isaacs on the ground. First down to move the chains. Gets to near the 40-yard line of Bishop Moore.
On that tackle, number 13,
Noah Prince on the tackle, the 6'4", 225 junior.
And because Lake Mary is kind of in that hurry-up mode, you see Bishop Moore having to make substitutions really fast. And when you're sprinting in and have to get set, that's another area of breath that kind of comes out of you.
Back to Faison, up the middle, gashes the defense for another first down as he gets inside the 30-yard line. And this offense for Lake Mary is having its way.
Having its way is the name of the game for the Rams here in this first quarter. Not to make a pun on their name, but they're really ramming it up the middle on rushing. And, that's just what it is right now.
Pistol formation for the Rams. Hornets bring pressure. Isaacs tries the left side, spins, and gets all the way near the 16.
Last 3 plays, 6, 13, and 12 yards rushing for Isaacs. And, I mean, it really, if you can establish the run game, that takes the pressure off of Grubbs, and he can just sit back there and let the running backs do their thing.
Isaacs and Faison, both in the backfield. Grubbs back to Isaacs. Why not? Puts his shoulder down, and it's going to take about 5 guys to get him down. Picks up 3.
Make that 34 yards in the last 4 carries for Isaacs. I mean, you look at Isaacs and Faison. I mean, they're just trading handoffs at this point.
Back to Faison, up the middle. And we saw this a lot last week with Bishop Moore, unable to stop the run in the interior. Lake Mary watched the film, and they're doing the same thing tonight.
And that just goes back to the age-old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or in football terms, if they can't stop it, run it again.
3rd down and 1 for Lake Mary from the 9. Isaacs up the middle. That time the freshman Lucas Bowery in there on the tackle, 6'3", 190. And he's the future of that defensive line for the Hornets.
You know, you don't get the touchdown on the run, but most importantly, fresh set of downs, and that allows that clock to move to own this first quarter for Lake Mary.
First and goal to go for the Rams at the 5. Phasing the pistol back. They give it to him. Tries to bounce it right and wrapped up. Good tackle on the outside. That's the safety, Lamo Bass. Last game had 6 tackles, gets his first tonight.
And if you're Bishop Moore, that is a huge stand right there. You've seen between Isaacs and Faison, they have just been running it all over the place. And if you can really tighten up in the red zone, especially within the 10, to potentially force a field goal here, that would be a huge win on defense for Bishop Moore. And that's sometimes how it gets going, is you get that negative 1 yard rush, and that's a great thing going into the end of the quarter.
All right, at the end of 1, Lake Mary up 7-0, trying to punch it in to double their lead here at Memorial Stadium.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Lake Mary up 7-0 as we get set to start the second quarter. Rams trying to punch it in here on 2nd and goal.
So far, an 11-play drive, no passes thrown at all on this second drive of the game for Lake Mary. And, I mean, between Isaacs and Faison, they've been doing the work.
They give it back to Isaacs, tries the left side, falls forward, in for the touchdown, and the Rams with an offensive show here on the road, up 13-0 with the point after try coming up with 11:54 here in the second quarter. What a statement here on the road by the Rams.
Oh, statement indeed. I mean, statement, talk about an understatement to the statement. And think about that, 12-play drive, no passes thrown, and between Faison and Isaacs did all the work. I mean, the 1-2 punch, and you called it the two-headed monster, Jared. That's been the theme for this Lake Mary team, has been the running backs.
Lucas Parker on for the point after. Kick is between the pipes. 14-0. Rams in front. What a start here for the 7A runner-ups of last year. And, you know, we talked to head coach Matt Hedrick. You know, did he have concerns about his defense up front with the running game? And he said that, you know, he knows his team played hard last week in what was a shootout. They scored 56 points, but he did mention that he wants to see a little bit more from that front seven, really specifically with the front four. And we've seen some of those issues in this game tonight with the heavy run dose here from Lake Mary so far.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, you know, you look at run defense versus pass defense, it's two different stories within the story when it comes to defense. I mean, you came into this game 57 sacks on the season, which is very, very well for this team. But, you know, it's one thing to get after the quarterback, but if they're handing it off to the running backs just as fast, you have to know how to bring those guys down. And so far, it's almost like you got vintage Barry Sanders and Derrick Henry back there. You know, pick your poison on who you want to go after.
Lucas Parker booms it away. Malachi Estrada will have a chance. Fields it from the 3. And squirts through for medium return. They'll start this drive inside the 25-yard line. So some adversity here for the Bishop Moore Hornets. Usually, I don't think they've trailed this season going into halftime. They're down 14-0 here, and we're going to see what the sophomore quarterback can do here with some pressure on his shoulders.
You know, it's funny. It's literally a perfect flip to last year, because last year in the first quarter, Bishop Moore led this Lake Mary team 14-0, and then Lake Mary proceeded to score 20 points in the second quarter. Could we see a reversal last year? As the old saying goes, only time will tell.
Play fake McCullough. Wide open is Jackson Anderson. What a play fake. Ball goes out of bounds. He had 6 in his pocket with nothing but green, but too happy. Ball goes out of bounds, but it will be a first down for the Hornets. Oh, no. They're saying he didn't have control. They're going to call it an incompletion. Wow, I don't know about that.
He at least took 2 steps on that one. That is and the crowd is letting him have it. That's tough.
So they ruled the play incomplete.
I mean, he made a football move the 2 to 3 steps before the ball goes out of bounds, so I'm not really sure about that one.
That was a touchdown on the board if Anderson could have held on to it. Well, after the incompletion, 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets from their own 25. Back to the ground. Johnson up the middle. Picks up 8.
Looks like a late penalty marker as well. We'll see if that's on the Bishop Moore offense. It might be. We might see a unnecessary roughness after the fact.
Jackson Anderson's he's got 4 touchdowns on the season. Could have had 5 there, and he's going to be sick to his stomach when they watch film after that last play.
And that's a big penalty here for Bishop Moore to kind of get this drive going. It's going to be illegal use of hands to the face. So add those penalty yardage after the run. And, I mean, you'll take what you can get now if you're Bishop Moore.
After the 15-yard penalty, it'll be 1st down and 10 for Bishop Moore at their own 48. Amari Johnson, the pistol back. Back to Johnson, up the middle, weaving through traffic, still on his feet, and gets across the 40-yard line for a 1st down, gain of 12.
Sometimes it takes a quarter to warm up, but if you're Bishop Moore, this is what you want to see from Amari Johnson. Kind of more that patient running, kind of an old-style Pittsburgh Le'Veon Bell. Takes a step, isn't there, pauses, goes the other way, and that's what got him that 14 yards. And this is what you want to see if you're Matt Hedrick from your offense.
Matt Hedrick told us his running style is similar to what a quarterback does in the game. He adjusts to how the defense is playing. 1st down for the Hornets. Talma in motion. McCullough gives it to Johnson. Bounces it off the right side, picks up 4. Check that, picks up 2.
That's going to be this. The Lake Mary team we've seen has done a great job of kind of snuffing out the run game of Bishop Moore. Because like I said, first drive of the game, first 2 plays was 30 yards in rushing yards for Amari Johnson. And just when it seems like he's firing off and getting ready to go, they kind of collapse around him to snuff out the candle and make the fire go away.
2nd down and 8 for the Hornets. Back to Johnson. Tries the near side. Nowhere to go. Patrick Ryan in there on the tackle along with Chad Danhauser.
So the success for Bishop Moore on this drive has been running. They've had the incomplete pass to Jackson Anderson, but it's been on the ground here mostly for Amari Johnson. It's picked up 26 yards thus far, and granted they had the 15-yard penalty to aid in the drive.
Bishop Moore 9-0, trying to stay perfect. McCullough sets up on 3rd down. Quick throw. First time we've called his name tonight. That's Kenyon Austin, who had an 81-yard touchdown last week. That's good for a 1st down inside the 25.
And if you're Bishop Moore, that's what's so amazing about this team is they have the depth for receivers and tight ends. And if you're Lake Mary, you really don't know who to double team because you've got so many guys. Alston, Talma. I mean, even your tight end number 88 can go off as well.
Kenyon Austin with 3 straight 100-yard games. Back to Austin, near side, and broken up by Demarion Simmons. Great coverage there from the junior, 5'9", 180, Demarion Simmons.
I like the idea to throw it kind of in the corner and kind of have that one-on-one with your wide receiver against your DB, against the DB that's usually almost always shorter. But great defense by Lake Mary to make it a 2nd and 10. But still plenty of room to work for this Bishop Moore offense, just less than 25 yards away from pay dirt. And if you're Bishop Moore, I doubt they're thinking about field goals. They want a touchdown.
Back to Johnson on the weak side, spinning his way to the 20-yard line.
Late penalty marker is in as well. Looks like it's going to be offensive holding.
It's been a clean game for the most part, but we have seen some laundry on this drive on both teams.
Yeah, no penalties in that entire first quarter. I can't. It's really hard to remember the last game I saw where there was no penalties in a single, like an opening quarter.
Matt Hedrick said this is definitely their toughest game on their schedule. Great compliments to Lake Mary. He says they have a great staff over there with head coach Scott Perry. And Hedrick said they wanted to see his team rise to the occasion in the moment against a team that made it to the 7A state title last year.
So it is holding. So that's being up 2nd and 20 for Bishop Moore.
2 receivers at the top of your screen. Johnson, the running back. McCullough, the throw, has time, looking in the seam, and that one thrown just a step in front of Magnus Talma. And it's hard to overthrow Talma. He runs a 10.8 in the 100-meter. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Hornets.
And that Lake Mary front 7 getting to the quarterback there of Blake McCullough, and it just, you saw it come out of his arm, and it was like a missile with just a little too much juice there. Right idea, but gotta take some of the gas off of that.
So we've seen a dropped, wide open touchdown, potential touchdown, and then that time we saw McCullough just overthrow his receiver. 3rd down and long for McCullough. Passing situation. Near side, looking for Austin. Makes the catch, but out of bounds, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Hornets. And now what do you do here if you're head coach Matt Hedrick?
Well, that holding call's tough because it takes you out of field goal range. But I feel like you're right on that edge mark of it's okay to go for it on 4th down should you do that, because it's not like you're on the opposite side of the 50. You still, Lake Mary, should you not get it, would still have to go minimum 65 yards to do anything.
Nico Salas' field goal season long is only 26 yards. In trouble here. McCullough's going to have to jump on it. And the Lake Mary Rams will be set up with excellent field position. 2nd big mistake of the night for the Bishop Moore offense.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to see if you're the Hornets. I'm a little surprised that McCullough didn't try to pick it up and try to make something out of it. But I feel like when you're in that moment, you're thinking, I just need to get on this football to save a touchdown. But because that happened, instead of it turning into a 65, 70-yard field goal for Lake Mary, it's now turned into a 44-yard field goal.
Yeah, you'd rather give up field position than a touchdown. So here comes the offense for Lake Mary. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Bishop Moore 46. Check that, 44. Isaacs, the running back. They give it on the reverse. He's got space on the far side. 24, Zahir John, the sophomore running back.
Yeah,
that's his 20th carry on the season, averaging 5.7.
Yeah, and if you're Lake Mary, you're able to do that because Bishop Moore is playing on number 7 or number 17. So getting him in the action to get him going is a big deal.
1st and 10 for the Rams at the 30. Isaacs up the middle, runs into a wall, picks up 2. Blaze Allen and Kel Britt on the combined tackle.
Well, if you're Bishop Moore, yeah, you're down by 2 scores, but you can't look at the scoreboard anymore. You just have to look at what's in front of you and work on this running game of the Rams because they've taken away the passing game because the run game is working. So if you can eliminate that and force Grubbs to pass it, you'll give yourself a chance.
2nd down throw, looks for Barrett Schultz. He's got it. The 6'6" senior with a tough grab, and that'll be great field position to set up here for this 1st down inside the red zone. First throw we've seen from Noah Grubbs in quite some time.
That's the first pass for Noah Grubbs since the first drive of the game with the 53-yard touchdown pass to O'Shea Fajon. And for him, it doesn't matter because he's had a strong run game all day.
1st and goal to go for the Rams at the 5. Pistol formation for the Rams. Back to Faison. Trying the left side, trying to get through the trenches. Picks up maybe a yard. Back to that catch for Barrett Schultz, man. What a target. A physical mismatch. Matt Hedrick told us he'll put Trenton Gummer on him quite a few times tonight, but he's just a physical mismatch, the FIU commit.
Schultz comes in with 9, I repeat, 9 receiving touchdowns on the season. Him and Fajon combining coming into this game for 13, now make it 14 on the season. And with both those guys on the field, and you got to look at Isaacs as well.
Grubbs under center on 2nd down. Faison can't get to pay dirt, brings up 3rd down. Good stop by the Bishop Moore defense.
And that's what you got to do if you're Bishop Moore. You got to eliminate the chunk plays and force a field goal here by this Lake Mary team because they've shown no signs of stopping from the run game.
Lake Mary bringing in the heavy set here on 3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal now from the 3.
And timeout on the field. Going to be called by Bishop Moore. We'll take one with them. 5:52 left to go here in the 1st half. Lake Mary knocking on the door, trying to go up 3 scores.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
5:52 to go in the 1st half. 14-0 Lake Mary in front here on the road with a 6-3 record. They're knocking on the door for their 3rd score of the night. They brought in the heavy formation. The big boys, Noah Grubbs under center on 3rd and goal from the 3. Direct snap. Isaacs pumping the Pistons. Still going. And they finally bring them down. And that'll bring up 4th and goal for the Lake Mary Rams. And what do you do here if you're head coach Scott Perry?
I honestly, Jared, I would just run it again. You're on the 1 yard line, 4th and goal. If you don't get it, it puts Bishop Moore in a tough spot from the 1. Hand it to either Faison or Isaacs, and they should be able to run it in.
It's worked all night, both in the backfield. Grubbs under center, 4th and goal. Sneak up the middle. Touchdown, Lake Mary. Third rushing touchdown on the season for Noah Grubbs. And he puts his team up 20-0 with the point after try coming up.
Yeah, for the theme of the game today for Lake Mary has been running. And you've got 4 different guys now with at least 1 carry, including Grubbs. And it really does not matter that that Grubbs has over 10,000 passing yards because they're getting it done on the ground.
Point after try from Lucas Parker. Tanner Giram with the hold, drives it through. 21-0 Lake Mary here on the road. Home crowd stunned here on senior night. 5:07 to go here in the first half.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Only 1 throw on that last drive for Lake Mary as they go down and score to make it 21-0. It was a great throw, a big throw, 20-yard gain to Barrett Schultz. And Lake Mary, they look like Lake Mary in this game so far, Conrad.
Oh, absolutely. As I told you, you got to treat this game as another day at the office. You can't look at records or what happened last year, and that's exactly what Lake Mary's doing tonight.
Scott Perry this week told us he wants to remain well-balanced. We knew that we were going to be in a treat for 2 quarterbacks who know how to spin the rock, but it's been all about the ground game here for the Rams. What have you seen from the defense of Bishop Moore?
Well, they'll look like they get a stop in that backfield for maybe a -1, -2 yard gain, and we saw it kind of tighten up on that last drive within the 5-yard line. But Lake Mary, they do not care. They look at it and go, we're going to run it again until you stop it, and even if you do stop it, we're going to run it again.
Bishop Moore had some opportunities on their last drive. Here they are, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Amari Johnson, the running back. Handoff inside. Falls forward for a 5-yard gain.
And that's been the theme for this Lake Mary defense is outside of that first drive, and I keep referring to it, where he had 30 yards and 2 rushes, he really hasn't had that many explosive plays here in this first half. So credit to Lake Mary's defense for taking away that part of Bishop Moore's offense.
2nd and 5 for Bishop Moore. 4-man rush for the Rams. Johnson looking, still on his feet. And head coach Matt Hedrick told us he's a patient runner, and sometimes you wonder if he's ever going to go. That's what head coach Matt Hedrick told us. But he's just so patient, sort of similar to like a Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I brought up earlier, because prime Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh, you just didn't know, because he never just took off like a race car. He just would kind of pause. Okay, now I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And that's what has been his bread and butter all season.
Timeout on the field. Bishop Moore will take their second charge timeout, and they'll talk it over as well. All right, so while they take a timeout, we'll come back up to the booth. Jared Oliver, Conrad Volsch here on the call on senior night. Lake Mary up 21-0. We thought it would be the passing game. That would be the storyline here. But it's been all about the ground game for Lake Mary. We've seen some of the issues from last week from Bishop Moore, that interior defense just not able to really stop the run or get anything going. I mean, what does Bishop Moore need to do on this drive here?
Well, it starts off, you just have to get a score at this point. And I think the difference between last week and now this week is no matter what Florida State University High School did, Bishop Moore had an answer. So it was kind of like how in basketball they say trading buckets. Well, they were trading touchdowns. Well, in this point, when they've tried to trade touchdowns, it's just Blake Mary's had the defensive answer. So I think for Bishop Moore, doesn't matter what happened earlier in the game. You just have to get a score going into halftime.
Hornets facing a 3rd down and 2 here. Pistol formation. Johnson gets the carry up the middle, pushing that pile for a 1st down. No surprise there. The Missouri State commit moves the chains.
And so far, we've seen, at least on this drive, it's only been 3 plays, but all all Johnson on here. He's picked up 11 yards, and if that's what it takes, just handing it off to him.
Rams bring pressure on the edge. Play fake for Blake McCullough, and throws an interception. Is picked off by the senior linebacker Patrick Ryan. 2nd interception of the season, and another mistake by Bishop Moore.
And that's going to be another short field, back-to-back short fields for this Lake Mary team, I guess, or did they wave it off?
Did they rule it incomplete?
Looks like it, because the Bishop Moore offense is back on the field.
All right, so lucky break there for the offense. Pass falls incomplete, so that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for Bishop Moore at their own 30-yard line. What a break for the Hornets.
Huge break.
Handoff to Johnson. Met by a wall. Picks up maybe half a yard. Chandler, Juan can do it on the tackle.
39 for the Hornets.
And here comes another big 3rd down for Bishop Moore.
Well, and this Lake Mary team has forced Bishop Moore to be in these 3rd and long situations all first half. And that's forcing McCullough to have to pass it. And so far, he's had good passes, but going back to that drop with Jackson Anderson earlier, we'll see if they can come up with something like that.
3rd down and 9. McCullough over the middle, and that one nearly intercepted. Tanner Giram dropped it. That'll bring up 4th down for Bishop Moore, and the punt unit comes out again for the Hornets. And Bishop Moore, normally in full control, always in rhythm offensively, but we talked to head coach Scott Perry of Lake Mary. He said he wanted to keep everything in front of them defensively, and they've done that job tonight.
Well, I think it really starts off with that interception that Lake Mary got on that first drive of the game, and that really moved the momentum over to the Rams side from the beginning of the game.
Barrett Schultz, the deep man, calls the fair catch for Lake Mary. They'll start this next drive at their own 40-yard line. So no points on the board still for Bishop Moore. 2:47 left to go in the first half, and it's been all Rams so far.
Yeah, this will be their 4th drive of the game. They are a perfect 3 for 3 in touchdowns today, and two red zone possessions, both touchdowns. The only one that wasn't the red zone, you have to go all the way back to their first drive on the 53-yard pass to O'Shea Fajon. Other than that, they have gotten it in the red zone and have done business all night.
A lot of credit to this Lake Mary offensive line. 3 new guys up front. First down and 10 for the Rams at their own 40-yard line. 4-man rush for Bishop Moore. Faison picks up 4.
Up the middle, pick up 3.
And I mean, Fajon, he's done it. He's really done it on both sides. He had that one long catch, and he's been kind of that, as you said, that 2-headed monster with Gavin Isaacs, and another strong start to this drive.
2nd down and 6 for the Rams at their own 43. Quick throw. Terrence Dixon gets across midfield and out of bounds. That's good for a first down. Malachi Estrada on the tackle.
And, I mean, not too many passes thrown by Lake Mary, but that's another thing to keep the sticks moving. Cool little healthy 8 yards there.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. First down throw for Noah Grubbs. Has all day. Rolls left. Throws it far side. Looking for Schultz. Can't make the grab. Good coverage by Trenton Gummer. We talked about it in the open. We'll see the Schultz-Gummer matchup all night.
And that's a big incompletion there, because we've seen the one catch by Schultz tonight, and when he gets in open space, he's a hard guy to bring down. Might not be the biggest guy on the field, but at least weight-wise, but he is very hard to bring down standing at 6'5".
Clock does stop. Second down and 10 for Lake Mary at the Bishop Moore 49. O'Shea Faison, the running back. And movement up front. And this will be a false start on the Rams.
It's first penalty of the night, or excuse me, second penalty of the night. First one on the offense for Lake Mary. Last one they had was that illegal hands to the face on that one Bishop Moore drive. So we'll see how they handle getting in a second and what, in their case, very long for them.
Second down and 15, a minute 35 to go in the first half. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Grubbs to throw. 4-man rush for Bishop Moore. Grubbs takes a shot, and that's going to be a penalty. That'll be on Jack Schellenberg. Didn't even look at the ball. That'll be pass interference on the Hornets. Intended target was Donovan Little.
Yeah, and that's a tough deal if you're Bishop Moore. That's the second time today where the receiver really didn't have a chance to catch the ball, but just a simple not looking at the ball. That it's those little things that will either win you or lose you a football game, and so far it's burning Bishop Moore here in this game.
As any defensive coordinator would say, trust your technique. Schellenberg didn't do it there, and you got to imagine when you're going against a quarterback like Noah Grubbs, a lot more adrenaline. You're a lot more on edge, and I think the secondary for Bishop Moore just needs to calm down maybe a little bit.
Well, if you're Bishop Moore, hang on for dear life. Don't let any scores come in and take this into halftime and recharge.
First down throw for Noah Grubbs, trying to step up, won't get away, goes down for a sack, and that's the 6'4", 225 junior Noah Prince. He had a sack last week. That'll be his 13th on the season. He's third in 3A for sacks as well, top 30 in Florida, and that'll bring up second down for the Rams. And a timeout here on the field as well.
So it was 2nd and 15 before that penalty. Make it about a 2nd and 14 here for Lake Mary. But, I mean, this is what you want to see for Bishop Moore. Again, don't look at the scoreboard. Just hang on, get to halftime, and don't let any scores go in for this Ram team. And, you know, sometimes it's got to be one of those things. Who's going to step up? Who's going to answer the call, whether it's a starter, a backup, shoot, even a third-string guy? It starts right there. And really, that's the biggest, adversity we've seen Grubbs in tonight. And because really, most of the game, he's handed it off to either Faison or Isaacs. And that time, there was nobody open, no running backs to pitch it to. So great answer here by Bishop Moore. Forces Lake Mary to burn a timeout.
Noah Grubbs coming into his senior season off the back-to-back seasons with more than 3,000 passing yards. His numbers down just a bit this year with less weapons on the outside, but still managing and good season here. He's got his team back in the postseason again. A win tonight is all about bragging rights and momentum heading into postseason play. Second down and 14 here for the Rams from the Bishop Moore 43. 4 receivers set. O'Shea Faison on the right hip of Grubbs. Bishop Moore brings 3. Grubbs looking, pumps, tries to get it to Dixon, and that one broken up by Malachi Estrada.
Looks like one of the coaches for Bishop Moore was saying something to Noah Prince. I don't know if he maybe missed his assignment or what have you, but Bishop Moore very fortunate that the defense in that secondary prevented the at least a 5-yard catch there.
One of the few times we've seen Lake Mary behind the sticks. Third down and 14 for the Rams at the Bishop Moore 43.
Have to get off the field here if you're the Hornets.
Another timeout on the field. Oh, check that. Delay of game. So that'll back Lake Mary up 5 more. So this drive falling apart here for the Rams a little bit.
And that's what you got to take advantage of here if you're Bishop Moore. This is really the most adversity that Lake Mary has faced in this game. If they weren't on the edge of field goal range, they are way out of it now, and you cannot let any scores in, and this is where it starts right here.
69 seconds to go here in the first half. 3rd down and complicated for Grubbs and the Lake Mary offense. Grubbs pulls it down. QB design run. He'll get what he can. Still on his feet and gets all the way inside the 30-yard line. That's close to a first down. No, that'll be a first down. Heck of a play call and an effort by the senior. And a huge letdown for the Bishop Moore defense.
With that run, that puts Grubbs at 22 rushing yards on the night, and that was a huge run to pick up that first down.
Under a minute to go in the first half. Offense looking for 6. They throw to Schultz, and that one broken up, but a late flag. Nope, no flag. So Trenton Gummer gets the pass breakup. Good coverage there by the Delaware commit, Trenton Gummer.
2nd and 10 for the Rams.
This is where you get into the point where it's more of a bend, don't break if you're on defense. You've done a good job of kind of eliminating the run play on this drive, but except for that long run there by Grubbs, but you got to stay strong here.
2nd and 10 for the Rams. Grubbs to throw. Great protection. Over the middle, in the seam, caught, and dropped at the last minute. Donovan Little couldn't hold on to it. That one broken up by Lemuel Bass.
Bass said, "Give me my fishing pole, I'm going to go fishing." And, I mean, it looked like it was going to be caught, but he came flying in there. It's almost like when 2 boats run into each other and someone falls out, ball ended up falling out, and that's no touchdown.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Lake Mary. 42 seconds left in the first half. O'Shea Faze in the running back. Schultz in motion. Man coverage. Grubbs steps up, still looking, floats it to the end zone and just gets rid of it, looking for Schultz. Trenton Gummer on the coverage. Now bring up 4th down for Lake Mary.
So after a 21-yard rush on 3rd and 19 to pick up the first down, 3 straight incompletions, Jared. And if you look at this Hornet defense to force a 4th and 10, that's a huge win. I mean, there's only 32 seconds left, but if you can time this right, that's enough time to kind of get yourself down the field. You've got the receivers, if you're Bishop Moore, to try and maybe sneak one in before halftime.
4th down and 10 here for the Rams. Out of field goal range. They keep the offense on the field. Grubbs, 3-man rush for Bishop Moore. All day to throw. Cuts it. Touchdown. What a strike to Donovan Little. Coming up big for touchdown number 4 in the first half for the Rams.
Make that a 28-29 yard score. I mean, the 2 scores today have been, one was 53, the other one was 28. It's just been one of those weird games, but all Lake Mary here in this first half.
3rd straight game for Donovan Little with a touchdown catch. Had one last week, 1 receiving, 1 touchdown against Lake Brantley.
Ball's up.
28-0. 26 seconds left to go in the first half, and Lake Mary making things spooky here on Halloween for Bishop Moore at home. They're in full control. 7A state runner-ups looking efficient.
We all have an it, the thing we're obsessed with, a passion that makes us want to be the best. Whatever your it may be, scholarships and online programs at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in information systems technology with a specialization in cybersecurity. The time is now. Go affordably. Go all the way. Go for it at Seminole State. Go State, go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
(28-0). 26 seconds left to go in the first half, and Bishop Moore's offense has not looked like what we've been accustomed to seeing all season. It's been all Lake Mary. It hasn't been the passing game really for the Rams. It's been the ground game, and defensively still some problems up front for the Hornets.
Yeah, and honestly for Lake Mary, they're just kind of playing around here with the pass game, because that entire second and third drive, no passes. Well, they had the one pass at the end of the third drive, excuse me. But you look at this team. I mean, when you have, as you said in the beginning of this game, the two-headed monster of O'Shea Fajon and Gavin Isaacs in your backfield. I referred it to as a Derrick Henry and another powerful running back as well. I mean, it's really hard to do that, and that opens the options for Grubbs in the passing game if those guys happen to get doubled up. But for Bishop Moore, we'll see what they have dialed up with 27 left.
It's been a great season for Lake Mary, not as strong as last year, coming off their best season in program history. And they faced some adversity this year, had a couple transfers, had some injuries on offense to their receivers. But, as the season has gone on, head coach Scott Perry said they've gotten stronger. The chemistry has been there. And they look like they're ready to make another deep run into the playoffs in the 7A division. Last throw here for Bishop Moore, and Kenyon Austin goes out of bounds. Check that. We've got 12 seconds left to go here in the first half. So Bishop Moore trying to see if they can maybe get a penalty downfield or get in range for a field goal attempt.
Great job throwing the passes towards the sideline, allowing the receivers to get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Back to Kenyon Austin. Blockers in front. Gets across midfield. Hit out of bounds. The hit from Curtis Woods. And that'll stop the clock with 6 seconds to go.
So an 11, a 12, and now a 9-yard catch between Johnson and now the last two catches have been to Alston. And that's why you don't leave time on the clock. Bishop Moore maybe got a chance here.
Wide receiver Barrett Schultz lined up near the 5-yard line, trying to keep everything in front. McCullough throws to his tight end. Drew Follett, first catch of the night. So that'll do it. That's the end of the first half, but head coach Matt Hedrick is looking for maybe one more second on the clock. He's making his case. We'll see.
Looks like we're going to have a conference here. I think there's at least 1 second left on that clock, because right after he went out of bounds, then the horn went off on the clock, so I'm not sure.
Lake Mary is headed to the locker room, but Matt Hedrick says he wants 1 more second left. Home crowd getting antsy here. No surprise, just a frustrating night for their undefeated Bishop Moore Hornets. Lake Mary's team on the field, headed to the end zone, and Hedrick, I don't think he's going to get his second. So that'll be the end of the half. 28-0, Lake Mary in full control. They do get the ball to start the second half as well, and we'll see what adjustments the Hornets can make here during the break. You're watching Varsity Sports Nation, the regular season finale between these two teams. 9-0 Bishop Moore in a deep hole here. Third quarter coming up in just a few. You're watching Varsity Sports Nation from Memorial.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. We aim for gold and glory, yet sometimes we fall short. Or miss. Or you get the point. No matter what trials we face, having the right financial partner can help every champion live up to their potential and forge a path to victory. Addition Financial, count us in.
You know, I'm a person too.
Listen closely. There's a part of Florida that you've probably never heard of before. Orlando North. Sounds like your next vacation.
We all have an it, the thing we're obsessed with, a passion that makes us want to be the best. Whatever your it may be, scholarships and online programs at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in information systems technology with a specialization in cybersecurity. The time is now. Go affordably. Go all the way. Go for it at Seminole State. Go state. Go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Founded in 1954 by the Sisters of St. Joseph of St. Augustine, Bishop Moore Catholic stands as Orlando's first and only Catholic high school.
Our founders, remarkable women driven by their charism to serve their dear neighbor, planted seeds 70 years ago that continue to nurture and shape our community today. At Bishop Moore Catholic, we are dedicated to evangelizing and guiding each student to recognize God's presence in their lives. Our commitment to living out the sacraments and embracing our rich Catholic traditions forms the cornerstone of our spiritual journey. As Jesus said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." At Bishop Moore Catholic, we challenge our students to use their God-given talents and treasures to their fullest potential, whether in the classroom, on the field, or in the community. Called by our baptism, we are disciples of Christ, tasked with spreading the good news. As Jesus instructed, "Let your light shine before others." We are inspired to lead an active faith, illuminating our surroundings with the truth and love of God. Through these principles, we cultivate a community where Hornets strive daily to embody the spirit of faith, excellence, and service. Go Hornets! St. Joseph, our patron,
reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard, play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan today.
We all have an it, the thing that drives us, a passion that makes us try harder. Whatever your it may be, Seminole State College offers financial support and convenient locations that can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in business so you can start or run your own business. The time is now. Go for you. Go for your future. Go for it at Seminole State. Go state. Go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. But sometimes we swing and miss. And having the right financial partner can help us live up to our potential. Addition Financial. Count us in.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities.
We all have an it, the reason we try harder, the drive that makes us carry through. Whatever your it may be, affordable tuition and flexible class schedules at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or the only Bachelor of Science in Construction that's available in Central Florida. The time is now. Go for you. Go for a new career. Go for it at Seminole State. Go state. Go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Bishop Moore Catholic families, alumni, and loyal Hornet supporters. As the principal of Bishop Moore Catholic High School, athletics is much more than wins and losses. It is a vital part of the formation of our students. It teaches discipline, teamwork, and integrity while reinforcing our Bishop Moore values of faith, excellence, and service. We are excited to welcome you to the Hornet Athletic Association membership program. To learn more about the different membership options and their benefits, please take a few moments to watch this short video that we've prepared. This video highlights the value of your support and how you can become a lasting part of the legacy that is Bishop Moore Athletics.
Our advancement team has partnered with our athletic department to maximize the support for your son or daughter's program. 100% of your membership is designated to your sport of choice. By offering 4 unique membership levels, each designated to help support our student athletes while enjoying exclusive benefits like game access, Spirit Store vouchers, preferred parking, and more. No matter which level you choose, your support will directly impact the experience of your student who wears the black and gold.
At Bishop Moore Catholic, tradition runs deep, and so does our pride in Hornet athletics. I am thrilled to introduce our 4 HAA membership levels. Our Legacy Pass Holder membership is more than just a ticket, it's a statement of support. With a fee of $5,000, Legacy members receive 4 pass holder cards granting admission to all home competitions, a $200 Spirit Store voucher, preferred parking at varsity football games, digital ads featured in the stadium, gymnasium, and baseball field, your logo on the Bishop Moore website, 2 more passes to all of the Moore Center VIP receptions, and a classic Hornet magnet to show off your school spirit. Platinum members receive 4 pass holder cards for admission to home competitions, $100 Spirit Store voucher, preferred parking at football games, digital ads featured in the stadium, gymnasium, and baseball field, your logo on the Bishop Moore website, and a classic Hornet magnet to show off your school spirit. Our Black Level membership receives 4 pass holder cards for admission to home competitions, a $30 Spirit Store voucher, preferred parking at varsity football games, and a classic Hornet magnet to show off your school spirit. Our White Level membership receives 2 pass holder cards for admission to home competitions, a $20 Spirit Store voucher, and a classic Hornet magnet to show off your school spirit. We hope you'll consider joining the Hornet Athletic Association as a proud pass holder. Together, let's continue to build something extraordinary here at Bishop Moore Catholic. Go Hornets!
Listen closely. There's a part of Florida that you've probably never heard of before. Orlando North. Sounds like your next vacation.
Hi, I'm Ned, and I've been exploring the waters of Central Florida all my life, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite adventures. From diving into crystal clear springs to cruising down the beautiful St. Johns River and everything in between.
Whoa!
I'm here to show you that sometimes the journey is better than the destination. So hop on board and let's go discover some of the best ways to experience life on the water in Orlando North.
Welcome to the new era of Hornet athletics. The stadium field now boasts a bold new look. Stunning gradient greens, a Hornet that pops with pride, and vibrant colored end zones that set our field apart. And just across the way, our baseball infield has been upgraded too, giving athletes a consistent, high-performance surface. But it's more than just looks. Our new turf features organic infill and a cutting-edge concussion pad, reducing surface temperatures and promoting athlete safety. Designed for year-round use, this artificial grass supports every season, from football, soccer, lacrosse, and baseball, to PE classes and Catholic youth sports. Our previous artificial grass served us well for 13 years. Now this next generation surface will carry us forward for the next decade and beyond. And with upgrades to our scoreboard, we are proud to offer one of the premier athletic facilities in the state of Florida. This project reflects our unwavering commitment to excellence in athletics, safety, and student development. Because at Bishop Moore Catholic, we develop champions both in competition and in character.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. We aim for gold and glory, yet sometimes we fall short. Or miss. Or, you get the point. No matter what trials we face, having the right financial partner can help every champion live up to their potential and forge a path to victory. Addition Financial, count us in.
You know, I'm a person too.
Listen closely. There's a part of Florida that you've probably never heard of before. Orlando North. Sounds like your next vacation.
We all have an it, the thing we're obsessed with, a passion that makes us want to be the best. Whatever your it may be, scholarships and online programs at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in information systems technology with a specialization in cybersecurity. The time is now. Go affordably. Go all the way. Go for it at Seminole State. Go state, go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Founded in 1954 by the Sisters of St. Joseph of St. Augustine, Bishop Moore Catholic stands as Orlando's first and only Catholic high school. Our founders, remarkable women driven by their charism to serve their dear neighbor, planted seeds 70 years ago that continue to nurture and shape our community today. At Bishop Moore Catholic, we are dedicated to evangelizing and guiding each student to recognize God's presence in their lives. Our commitment to living out the sacraments and embracing our rich Catholic traditions forms the cornerstone of our spiritual journey. As Jesus said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." At Bishop Moore Catholic, we challenge our students to use their God-given talents and treasures to their fullest potential, whether in the classroom, on the field, or in the community. Called by our baptism, we are disciples of Christ, tasked with spreading the good news. As Jesus instructed, let your light shine before others. We are inspired to lead an active faith, illuminating our surroundings with the truth and love of God. Through these principles, we cultivate a community where Hornets strive daily to embody the spirit of faith, excellence, and service. Go Hornets! St. Joseph, our patron, pray for us.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it.
The FHSA reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard, play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan today.
We all have an it, the thing that drives us, a passion that makes us try harder. Whatever your it may be, Seminole State College offers financial support and convenient locations that can help you earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree in business so you can start or run your own business. The time is now. Go for you. Go for your future. Go for it at Seminole State. Go State, go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. But sometimes we swing and miss. And having the right financial partner can help us live up to our potential. Addition Financial. Count us in.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities.
We all have an it, the reason we try harder, the drive that makes us carry through. Whatever your it may be, affordable tuition and flexible class schedules at Seminole State College can help you earn a certificate, associate, or the only Bachelor of Science in Construction that's available in Central Florida. The time is now. Go for you. Go for a new career. Go for it at Seminole State. Go State, go far. Apply today at seminolestate.edu.
Bishop Moore Catholic families, alumni, and loyal Hornet supporters, as the principal of Bishop Moore Catholic High School, athletics is much more than wins and losses. It is a vital part of the formation of our students. It teaches discipline, teamwork, and integrity while reinforcing our Bishop Moore values of faith, excellence, and service. We are excited to welcome you to the Hornet Athletic Association membership program. To learn more about the different membership options and their benefits, please take a few moments to watch this short video that we've prepared. This video highlights the value of your support and how you can become a lasting part of the legacy that is Bishop Moore Athletics.
Our advancement team has partnered with our athletic department to maximize the support for your son or daughter's program. 100% of your membership is designated to your sport of choice. By offering 4 unique membership levels, each designated to help support our student athletes while enjoying exclusive benefits.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. It is 28-0. Lake Mary in full control, and we've seen some fireworks from the away squad looking to get their 7th win. Bishop Moore undefeated, 9-0, trying to go to 10-0 for the first time since 2015 when they won the state championship. But obviously Noah Grubbs in this offense has looked good. 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. Lake Mary has looked the par in this first half.
Yeah, Jared, and we talked about it in that first half. It's really been the biggest story has been the rushing game of Lake Mary. But Grubbs, they haven't needed him through the air as often, but 115 yards through the air, 22 rushing yards, including that 21-yard rush to get that first down on 3rd and 19. But, I mean, it's just it's difficult because you look at this, the 2 plays that really stick out to me for Bishop Moore was that dropped catch that was called a drop, which we think it was a catch, and then just what Lake Mary's been able to do the whole rest of the day.
Bishop Moore averaging 48 points per game. They've got 0 to start this second half. Barrett Schultz fields it and gets across. And they'll start this drive near the 33-yard line. So Lake Mary looked pretty good offensively in the first half, and they're looking to add to their lead here. If you're Bishop Moore's defense, Conrad, what are you looking for here?
Honestly, it's going to sound simple, but you have to cut down you got to tighten up your rush defense. But the other thing, too, is every time they do that and people are covered, Grubbs has been able to show things with his legs. So I think first and foremost you have to worry about the run defense. And number 2, you got to cut down PIs.
All right, Grubbs in the offense starts out in the I formation. O'Shea Faison, the deep back, has room off the far side, and that'll be good for a gain of 13 yards and a first down. And that's a lot of what we saw in the first half. All running game for the Rams.
Yeah, and Faison really, he has that long 53-yard touchdown earlier in the game. And, I mean, he's just been that part of that two-headed monster that you mentioned, him and Gavin Isaacs.
I formation again. This time they give it to the fullback, lined up Gavin Isaacs, and picks up 3. And a late flag follows. Maybe some extracurricular comments on the field.
Yeah, and if you're Bishop Moore, you just got to clean up. You cannot give Lake Mary any free yards at all, especially in this third quarter, because this is where momentum can carry over from the first half if you're not careful.
Bishop Moore certainly wants to play with intensity, but you don't want to get penalties that could cost you. It'll be a personal foul against the Hornets, and that'll add to the yardage on that play on the run from Isaacs.
So, yeah, you've got the 3 yards by Isaacs, add 15 more, so it takes a 3-yard rush and turns it into basically an 18-yard gain within 2 to 3 seconds of the tackle.
So they'll spot the ball at the Bishop Moore 33-yard line. It'll be first down for the Rams. Pistol formation. Gavin Isaacs, the pistol back. And Isaacs gets it, avoids the first layer, tries to bounce it outside, gets across the 25-yard line.
Isaacs on the run over the left side, tackled by number 2.
Lemuel Bass and Noah Prince on the combined tackle. First down, Lake Mary.
And this is the thing that, Lake Mary, they're doing what teams that have first half success continue to do. They continue to go back to what got them there. And for them, it's running the football. Have not abandoned it at all to start this half.
Once again, got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for Lake Mary. 3 new guys up front. Head coach Scott Perry told us this week they've had to rely a lot on Gavin Isaacs and Faison with injuries to their receivers. And that's a catch made by Terex Dixon. He's a guy who's been out for most of the season. They got him back a couple weeks ago. And Terex Dixon, he's the speedster. He's got offers from Bethune-Cookman and UNC Pembroke.
Yeah, and you look at, like you had mentioned, when it gets to a point where it's next man up, no matter who it is, if those guys can embrace their position and take advantage of it, that's what makes you a dangerous team.
Second down run for Faison.
Faison over on the right side picks up the first.
And that'll be good for a first down. So on this opening drive in the second half, Lake Mary handling their business.
Mateo Rivera in for the Hornets.
And really, it's the theme of this game has just been the running game of Lake Mary. Not a whole lot through the air like we thought we would see, but just been running.
Isaacs up the middle, almost untouched, in for the touchdown. Rams add to their lead.
Gavin Isaacs.
And what a run for Gavin Isaacs. 3rd touchdown on the season.
12-yard rush on the ground. That's the 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for this Rams offense. And all 3 rushing touchdowns have come in the red zone. Both passing touchdowns were outside of it.
Lucas Barker on for the point after try. Lake Mary hasn't had a hitch tonight. 35-0 against the undefeated Bishop Moore Hornets. 9:38 left to go here in the third quarter, and it's been all Rams on the road. Back to Memorial Stadium, Jared Oliver, Conrad Volch on the call here on senior night for the undefeated Bishop Moore Hornets, and that undefeated status certainly in jeopardy here as they're down big with 8:35 left to go. Malachi Estrada gets a chance to return it, still on his feet, and gets taken down at his own 32-yard line. So if you're Bishop Moore's offense, you come out on the field, your defense just gave up a touchdown. What are you trying to do here offensively, Conrad?
Well, I think honestly, we've now entered the game where it's a running clock now. So now you kind of have to look at, you're not going to get all the points back in one drive. Try some things. The Lake Mary's done a great job on defense to limit your offense. Just try some things and see what works to kind of tune up for the playoffs.
First down and 10 for the Hornets. They keep it on the ground with Amari Johnson, quickly wrapped up by the leading tackler for Lake Mary, Patrick Ryan. This week we talked to head coach Matt Hedrick. He told us that this game was going to be big and important for several reasons. The first is they know that Lake Mary is one of the best teams on their schedule, and they knew it would be a great challenge. But also he wanted to have some momentum going into the playoffs. So far it hasn't worked out that way.
Yeah, and really for this Bishop Moore team, this is the 35 points is the most they've given up all season in a game. And they, I guess unfortunately for them, Lake Mary's done it to start the third quarter.
Jackson Anderson with the grab for a 12-yard reception. That'll be a first down to move the chains. Bishop Moore still in their normal pace. We've seen them play with tempo, but they're going slow here on their opening drive for the second half. Amari Johnson, the running back, 3 receivers set. Fireworks go. Play fake. McCullough throws it. Magnus Talma, as the fireworks go, he's in the end zone for a spark here in the second half. Four straight games with a touchdown for Magnus Talma. 6 touchdowns on the year.
That was a 61-yard touchdown reception. And what a way to start this to really get something on the board here for Bishop Moore.
So Nico Salas on for the point after try. 47-52 on the year. Knocks his 48th through. And Bishop Moore finally on the board. We got the fireworks go off at the perfect time here at Memorial Stadium, and Magnus Talma provides the spark here in the second half. How about that? And that's just what the Hornets need. Now they just need 28 more points to tie it.
Yeah, but it's like I said, Jared, sometimes in a game like this where what the scoreboard is, what the scoreboard looks like, try some things, because you never know what maybe you tried that you didn't try that you could see next, when the final seedings are released. But that's just a pitch and catch, simple play there that goes for 61 yards. And that's the thing, Jared. At this point, try things. If they don't work, great. If they do, put it in your playbook to maybe use when the playoffs begin.
And in the first half, we've seen the offense for Bishop Moore take shots down the field, but as Lake Mary head coach Scott Perry told us, they want to keep everything in front of them. That was one of the few times they haven't been able to do so. So the clock here is still running. They're going to have to reset the clock, and I don't think the officials know it yet. It's not supposed to be a running clock anymore, unless there's a rule that we don't know about. This one's fielded inside the 5-yard line. And a hole opening. And he's got speed and space down the far side. Look at the Blazer speed. Return, Javon Robinson. And just when you thought Bishop Moore had hope, Robinson steals it away for his second return for a touchdown this season.
There are no flags on the field, so this touchdown will count. 96-yard return. Unbelievable.
Javon Robinson is a guy who has speed and when he's on the field, he's probably the fastest, and you saw it there.
Yeah, and I mean, it give credit to the kickoff return team to not, make a mistake and block or do something that could hinder the run back, and that's such a tough deal if you're the Bishop Moore defense there.
Clock is still running. And we are now officially into a running clock. Ball is up, goes through. So just like that, Lake Mary steals any sort of thunder or momentum from Bishop Moore. And now we'll see what the offense can do again for Bishop Moore. Man, that's got to be a gut punch if you're head coach Matt Hedrick.
Yeah, I mean, but again, like I said, Jared, despite what just happened, just try different things. I mean, we saw the deep pass down the left side of the field, but, maybe you're in a situation where maybe let some other guys get on the field that maybe haven't touched it as much, get them some juice. I mean, you've got guys like Olmstead and Lang in your quarterback room that you can maybe throw out there and try some things with. You just never know what you might see at the conclusion of this season.
Trenton Gummer and Zylan Garrett lined up to return this one. And Parker drives it. Gummer from the 1. Looking for a lane. Bounces it. Can't get away. And a good tackle by Demarion Simmons. So the offense for Bishop Moore trots back on the field. 61-yard touchdown connection between Blake McCullough and Magnus Talma. And they'll try to do the same thing again. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 21.
Yeah, with that touchdown return with 42 points on the board for Lake Mary, that's the most that Bishop Moore has given up this season. The most before that was last week against Florida State University High School, and before that, you have to go all the way back to August 22nd against Oviedo when they won 68-35.
Amari Johnson gets the carry. 1-yard gain. Tackle made by Patrick Ryan.
And really the thing that we saw last week that Johnson was able to provide, that 197-yard run or rushing affair, Lake Mary was ready for it. I mean, really, we saw the two rushes for 30 yards in the first drive of the game, and ever since then, this Lake Mary defense has had his number.
2nd down and 9 for the Hornets from their own 22. Handoff to Amari Johnson, and face mask to face mask meets Patrick Ryan again. 2nd straight play. And Johnson will come out now, and in comes Donovan Ferrafino at running back.
Ferrafino, another big second leading rusher on the team with 309 coming into this game, 3 touchdowns as well.
Just 2 carries last week. They give it to him. Tries to make a move. And how about the linebacker, Patrick Ryan? 3 straight tackles on this drive, making a tough play to force 4th down.
And that's just this Lake Mary defense, relentless pursuit of this Bishop Moore offense all day, all night, whatever you want to call it. Whenever Bishop Moore looks like they found a spark or found something that worked, Lake Mary has been there to stop it.
4th down and 1 for Bishop Moore. Amari Johnson back in at running back. Rams bring pressure. And that's good for a 1st down. Check that. That is Donovan Ferrafino. Picks up the 1st down. Keeps the drive alive. And now Johnson checks back in at running back.
It's like we've got one of their tight ends, number 88 of Drew Fillet. Took a kind of a limp to the sideline. Hopefully he's okay there for Bishop Moore.
So that'll be the end of a quick third quarter, 42-7. Lake Mary in full control. The Hornets trying to put together another scoring drive as we get set for the start of the 4th. We'll be back after these messages.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Back at Memorial Stadium, Jared Oliver Conrad Volch here for the closing quarter here. 42-7, Lake Mary in full control. Bishop Moore trying to put together another scoring drive. First down and 10 at their own 43. Matt Sullivan in motion, play fake, Blake McCullough looking downfield. He's got a wide open guy, and that's his tight end, Peter Cannon. That'll be for a first down as he gets near the Lake Mary 40.
That'll be a Bishop Moore first down.
That's a good play drawn up there, Jared. As I said, in a game like this, try things that maybe you wouldn't normally try, and that's good stuff to put on tape here.
That's his longest catch of the season, and Matt Hedrick said we'll see a lot more of him, especially in the postseason. Here's Blake McCullough to throw on first down, and that one almost intercepted, looking for Matt Sullivan, but almost found Tanner Giram.
That's the third dropped pick on the Lake Mary defense since that first one on the first drive. But this Lake Mary defense, I mean, it just I really don't have any more words to say. They have been very well dialed up all night tonight.
Blake McCullough averaging 287 yards through the air. It's been a shaky night for him, for the sophomore. Has an interception as well. Coming off the back-to-back 300-yard games, McCullough sprints left, throws it, sideline, and Anderson can't make the grab, out of bounds. Bobbled it as he was going out. Usually sure-handed, couldn't make the grab. That'll bring up third down and long.
I think one positive note to look at here if you're Bishop Moore is if you're going to have a game like this, have it in the regular season because once after today, if you have a game like this in the playoffs, your season's over. So this really, whatever exposure you needed to see what needs to get fixed, have it right now so that way when you look at the film, you go, hey, we survived against Florida State University School last week, but we faced an even cleaner and dialed up team. We're going to see more of this in the playoffs, so we got to get working on this.
Starters still out on the field for both sides. Timeout Bishop Moore, 42-7, 9:59 to go. We'll take a quick break here on Varsity Sports Nation. Third and long for Bishop Moore. 9:59 left to go here in regulation. Hornets trying to add to their point total here. Blake McCullough, pressure as he throws. And looks for Kenyon Austin in a sliding grab. Heads up play by Kenyon Austin. That's good for a first down.
What a job there by Alston to just – he slipped a little bit on the turf there, but to just see the football into his hands as he was going to the ground. And, I mean, that's the type of laser focus you want to have from your receiver no matter what point of the game it is.
Kenyon Austin, the Illinois commit, averaging 102 yards per game. First down and 10 from the 30. Zolling Garrett, the running back. McCullough throws the deep ball to Austin and can't bring it down. Curtis Woods on the coverage. Curtis Woods and DeMarion Simmons.
And right idea, just good defense on the coverage there for the Rams, just not letting anything get past them there.
Second down and 10 for the Hornets from the 29. Inside handoff. It's got a lane. Kenneth Collin checks in for his first carry of the night.
How about that? Big run there.
Collin stays in. 3 receivers at the top. Back to Collin on the ground. Patient. Up the middle. And gets across the 15-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard gain. So a little bit of a spark here for the offense. And Kenneth Collin coming in here in the fourth quarter trying to show some good stuff on tape.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, as I kept saying, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, try things.
Second down throw for Blake McCullough. And his receiver falls down. That's Drew Follett. Had a big touchdown catch last week, and he's battled injuries all season. Comes out the game limping there.
Yeah, he came off the field limping.
Or no, he'll stay in.
He came off the field limping that last drive that Bishop Moore had, and it just, you can tell, you know, it wasn't his intention to slip. It's no player's intention to do that, but it just is. It's just been one of those nights.
Frustrating night for the offensive coordinator, Ryan Fleming. I mean, what a season he's had as the play caller for the Hornets. Under 7 minutes to go in the fourth, pistol formation. Collin, the pistol back. Collin stood up. Nowhere to go. Stopped at the line. Chad Danhauser, one of the first to get there.
Again, relentless defense here by Lake Mary. Just when Bishop Moore thinks that they found something in that run game, they just, after a couple big plays, they just have figured out a way to just snuff it out. Doesn't matter who's back there.
Now we'll see Malachi Estrada in at running back. Drew Follett can't get lined up, so out comes Matt Sullivan. Trips to the top. Blake McCullough to throw. Dumps it off to Estrada. Can he get there? Inside. Touchdown, Hornets. What a move by the senior. First receiving touchdown of the year. Just received an offer from Ottawa University. So there's a good drive from the Hornets to get on the board for the second time tonight. That's all you can do at this point, Conrad. Just get some good film. You know where you are in the game. And, as we mentioned before, this was a game that they really wanted to come out and win. But at this point, you just want to execute and get some good stuff just to build on for next week. Oh, they go for 2 here. Throw it into the end zone. Is that Estrada again? Yep, it is. So Estrada gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So that'll make it 42-15. And the officials will stop the clock momentarily. So there's a spark and some life there for Bishop Moore.
Yeah, it's like I said, when you get to try different things, you never know when you're going to need some of those plays, and to be able to stay locked in, even in a game like this, to be able to run those set plays like the 2-pointer. I mean, we were expecting to see the normal PAT, setup, but having that play in your back pocket to use, and for not only Estrada to catch that touchdown and just run it in, but to have the awareness, because the defender was draped over him and tried ripping the ball out before he got on the ground.
So we will see if Bishop Moore will kick it again to Javon Robinson as he returned it for his second touchdown on the season. Salas doesn't. Pooch kick. Tries to onside it, actually. It goes far enough, but they don't recover. So Lake Mary will set up near midfield. And I got to imagine we'll see a whole lot of run here from Lake Mary, as we've seen all night, as the clock continues to run with 4:41 left to go here in regulation.
Yeah, it's so funny how you think you know what the story of a game is going to be until the game actually happens. I mean, seriously, we thought it was going to be the McCulloch versus
Noah Grubbs
versus Grubbs experience, but it's just Grubbs has done what he's needed to do, which is run for a touchdown and do his normal thing. Looks like we got a new quarterback out there.
Trevin Giddens, the backup sophomore. And got to imagine he hasn't played a whole lot this year.
No.
Yeah.
He's only one with registered passing yards. It's been Grubbs all season. But, again, that's for both of these teams. You want to try and get some guys in there that maybe don't get a whole lot of playing time just to give them, shake some of that rust off and be ready when on a moment's notice.
Backups in for both sides. Ball comes out. Bishop Moore jumps on it. And a rare mistake for Lake Mary. Is it going to be Bishop Moore football? Doesn't look like it. Zahir John on the carry. And they'll spot the ball. It'll stay with the Rams.
It's a big recovery there for Lake Mary. I mean, I know the game is pretty much decided at this point, but that's a mistake you don't want to have at any point.
Trouble in the backfield. Goes down. Ball comes out. Bishop Moore jumps on this one. Second fumble. This time the Hornets recover it. So a mistake from the sophomore QB, Trevin Giddens. And we'll see if the starters come back out offensively. And they're trying to stop the clock. Matt Hedrick is trying to let the officials know up here in the press box to stop the clock. There's 2:53 on the clock. And we'll see if the starters come back out for the Hornets. And they do. Here comes Blake McCullough. Zylan Garrett in at running back.
So that's the first non-scoring drive for Lake Mary all night tonight. So good, good setup there for Bishop Moore to kind of clamp down on defense there.
So the Hornets defense gets the fumble recovery. The offense will start this drive at the Lake Mary 29. Play fake. Blake McCullough taking a shot. Got his guy in stride, but can't make the grab. Once again, looking for Magnus Talma. Second time he's overthrown him tonight.
Yeah, got a little bit better on that one because the first one that we remember from back in that first half, he overthrew him by about 3 to 4 yards. That one a little bit better, but those are the plays you kind of want to have back on offense because those are game-changing plays in the grand scheme of things.
Second down and 10 for the Hornets. Handoff up the middle for a solid gain. Colin Kennefic with the carry. Garrett this time getting loose inside the 10-yard line.
Zylan Garrett runs for a first down.
And we see Lake Mary starting to bring their starters back in, trying to keep Bishop Moore out of the end zone here.
Yeah, because, I mean, you kind of look at stuff like this. no matter who's in and who's not, you still want to play hard defense, and that's the
first and goal for Bishop Moore. Play fake. McCullough throws end zone, and it's caught, but out of bounds.
Pass is caught in the end zone, but it goes out of bounds.
Drew Miller with the grab, but just not enough real estate on the boundary.
Timeout.
And a timeout. Bishop Moore, 1:07 left to go in the fourth. So that'll bring up second down and goal. The offense coming alive here, and, Bishop Moore gets a turnover defensively. They get it with none of their starters out there and Lake Mary starters taken out. But, hey, this is a chance to get some points on the board, get some good film, go into the postseason. You got a week off with the makeup week next week, and a chance for Bishop Moore to kind of regather themselves after what's looks like it's going to be their first loss on the season.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's one of those things where you want to get some of those guys in that maybe don't get a whole lot of time to kind of shake some rust off from the season and kind of put them in different game day scenarios, because maybe there is that one random thing that shows up in the playoffs that maybe somebody from this game shows you that they can step up and do.
Second down for Bishop Moore. Colin Knifick throws. End zone. McCullough connects with Peter Cannon. First touchdown on the season for the big tight end. Well-executed drive there from the sophomore, Blake McCullough. 26th touchdown on the season for the sophomore. Blake McCullough, third best passer in the state of Florida, has an offer from Toledo. And Nick Salas will come on for the point after.
Great pitch and catch there on the touchdown catch.
Nico Salas, 6 of 7 last week. Perfect tonight. Drives it through. And the Hornets on the board once again. 42-22, and that's going to be the final play of the game. So a positive end for Bishop Moore. They will fall to 9-1 on the season. Still their best start since 2015, but Lake Mary looks like Lake Mary of 7A football. They get the convincing win. Noah Grubbs looked spectacular tonight. Got it done through the air. The run game was there for the Rams as well. What are your final thoughts on this one, Conrad?
Honestly, Jared, I just, you had mentioned it throughout this game. The rush defense really got exposed last week.
Yep.
Against the Florida State University High School, and it got exposed even more. But like I said, the biggest difference between tonight and last week is last week it was more they were trading touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that the Seminoles got it into the end zone because Bishop Moore had a long drive or even a fast drive to answer it. But tonight it's been a very high-powered Lake Mary offense and an even better defense, which has been the big difference in this game. But, again, give credit to where credit's due. Yeah. If you're going to have a game like this, have it in the regular season where you can go back to the drawing board. Because now, a perfect season looks great, but when you get that first loss, now that takes the pressure off of it. Mm-hmm. Now you can just go play. And for them, they got that week off. They can look at film. They can go, okay, we need to work on this. We can do this. They can experiment with some things. And really, towards the end, I loved how they still played hard and still tried some things. And, yeah, they only put up 22 tonight, but a lot of good stuff down the stretch from the offense.
If you're Lake Mary, this is a great win. This is obviously the biggest game on the schedule for Bishop Moore. But you come into a hostile environment. Undefeated team, best start for Bishop Moore since 2015 when they won the state championship. Lake Mary and this Noah Grubbs offense, he's been the most decorated guy to play quarterback in Central Florida over the last few years. They come in here, get a great win. Now they go into the postseason. They're healthy. The chemistry is there. What kind of mindset do you have now if you're the Rams?
Well, honestly, we like we said, the story we thought was going to be was a duel of two quarterbacks. Yeah. But, I mean, this is the thing that I think is huge for Lake Mary is they have a run game. and it really didn't matter. You had 5 different people with at least 1 carry tonight, including the quarterback. And that, if you can have a strong running game going into the playoffs, that takes the pressure off your quarterback. Now, granted, depending on who they match up against, they are going to watch the tape. They're going to try to work on that. But to have not 1 but 2 strong running backs in that backfield, that's a huge encouragement because really there was no drop-off between the 2 guys.
42-22 is your final score. Lake Mary gets the convincing win on the road. Bishop Moore goes to 9-1 on the season. They'll have the week off next week, and we'll see how the playoffs shake out as things – it's getting scary around here now. You know, the postseason is right around the corner. Jared Oliver, Conrad Vosch from the call. Thanks for watching Varsity Sports Nation. We'll see where the playoffs takes us in a couple weeks. Good night.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.